Hi, Dan Harrington with you, and a great group of highly trained professionals. We are here at Ohlone College in Fremont, California. Okay, so some of us are professional amateurs, but some of us are professional professionals. And then there's me watching the Ohlone Renegades warm up on the field as they get ready for this three-game series. It'll be starting in just a few minutes with the Cabrillo Seahawks. And welcome to all our viewers down the coast in Northern California, right here from the South Bay, the east side of the South Bay, the Ohlone Renegades on their Fremont, California campus. It's 66 degrees to start this one, and it's going to be Titus Clappin on the hill. You see he's got a 2.57 ERA and 14 innings pitched. And for Clappin, he had a superb first 3 innings, then worked on a lot of his off-speed pitches in the 4th inning. And he did give up 2 earned runs, 3 total, 5 hits. He struck out 3. I thought it was 4, but okay, Titus Clappin did strike out 3 and walked 1 in his last appearance. And he leads off. He's the opening pitcher for this series. And we see the ball going down to second. Bobby Cobine is going to lead off the center fielder, followed by Matt Morrison, the designated hitter. Jacob Pappas, the right fielder. Anthony Karianopoulos is the left fielder. Oscar Knapp bats 5th at first base. Seda Shiratori bats 6th at shortstop. Nicholas Madrigal, the catcher, bats 7th. Brady Spencer, the second baseman, bats 8th. And rounding out the Cabrillo lineup, it's Matt Lawton, the third baseman. Preston Pillsbury, we'll see him on the hill. But Titus Clappin's in that spot right now, and he delivers the first pitch of the contest at 2:34 Pacific Daylight Time. And these games now for conference are starting at 2:30 here as we are in the Pacific time zone with that beautiful weather that we always like. Now, here's something. Cabrillo wearing the black uniforms. And one of the guys in the field quoted, I think, Willie McCovey back in the 70s saying it's going to be 15 degrees hotter in these. Pitches down low, so Titus Clappin trying to get it together with a 3-0 count. Matt Leiterman is in center field, and he's got to his left in right field, Scotty Piper. On the other side, it's left fielder Cole Curtis. And they're in the outfield watching the first batter of the game walk. On the infield, you've got Nico Azpilicueta, the power hitter, third baseman. At shortstop, Tucker Beal. Second base, it's Brandon Comerford. And at first base, we've got Will Anderson. He's holding on the runner right there. Cobine, Bobby Cobine on at first base. Cobine out of West Des Moines, Iowa. So he's come a long way just to walk 90 feet. And meanwhile, he wants another new baseball, this Titus Clappin. So it's very unusual with the with Titus. He walked 1 batter in his 4 innings last time, and today the first batter is on first. And they keep running into teams coming in here on a winning streak. Cabrillo has won their last 2. And as you know, Ohlone won the series with Monterey Peninsula. There's a strike poured in there by Clappin. Ohlone lost the last game 11-0, which is quite unusual. Shutout at home to Monterey Peninsula, but they won the middle game 4-3. And obviously, if you were watching last week, you saw their win against MPC kind of going away with it, 14-7. 2-1 count, still pitching from behind is Titus Clappin, the right-hander. Sets, throws. Runner is going, and the pitch is hit high into right center field. Going back is the right fielder. He will make the catch, and then having to get back to first base without a problem, as he predicted. Cobine predicted that Matt Morrison's blast would be caught in right field, and it was, although it looked like quite a bit of effort for Scotty Piper. We've seen Piper quite a bit in left field, and this time around, he's in right, and he's in the right place in right center to make the catch. Hit a long way, did Morrison. Here's Jacob Pappas, the right fielder. Jacob Pappas did not, let's see, he was actually 2 for 4 on the last game with an RBI and 2 runs scored in their win against Gavilan. As the batter there, he's not going to get anything for against his batting average as he gets hit by pitch. So two guys have reached base on freebies, if you will. Bobby Cobine with a 4-base walk, and then Jacob Pappas. So here's Anthony Karianopoulos. And Karianopoulos has an ongoing thing with announcers such as me. Karianopoulos. Good name. Good American name there. There's a strike. Fastball on the outside lower corner to Anthony Karianopoulos. Karianopoulos hitting 226. He's got some powers in that 4 spot. He's got 6 doubles on the season. The slugging percentage is a good 100-plus points up at 323. He'd like to get carried away a little more with what he could do right here with 2 runners on and 1 out here in the first inning for the visiting Seahawks.
I don't know why. Is it a sun?
And it's drilled over where you want to see a lot of them hit the back of the tunnel. The Ohlone hitting complex. Nowhere near that 315 left field foul pole. 347 in left center field. If you are new to the broadcast or to coming here to Fremont for the game, 400 to center, 355 to right center, and 325 to the right field corner. If for some reason Karianopoulos can tag one late down the line. The count's 2-2. The flag is blowing to left field, and a turn and throw over to second, and Comerford accepts the pickoff attempt from Clappin. Pitcher right back with the ball. Check in Lombardi for the signs behind the dish. Here's the pitch. It's fouled right towards us. Heads up, be careful. Oh my goodness. That was a splat, but it was fortunately just hitting the cement here on the plaza behind a few rows of seats. Really, it's 2 complete rows around the backstop itself, and then over to each side by the dugouts, you've got 5 rows, and then you've got a lot of standing room, and then a few smaller areas where folks can wheel a wheelchair in as well. Here's a pitch grounded to the left side. So Karianopoulos was just on that other one, and then this time he is way ahead. As already getting some new balls. They go through a lot of them here. Adrian Castaneda out of Clovisai gives our umpire Gus Cordoba some new baseballs. Eric Thompson's on the bases. He's out there in front of the shortstop position right now, and this one is up and away. 3-2, going full is Clappin. It looks and somewhat feels like a hot day today, but as I said, it was only 66 at the start, so unless some strange solar flare has occurred since 2:34, it's about that temperature. And right now, Cabrillo has had a walk, a deep fly out to right center to the right fielder Piper, and then a hit by pitch and another walk. And that'll bring up Oscar Knapp, K-N-A-P-P, Knapp. I wonder if he's out of Napa, you know, with the name Knapp. Has a talk on the mound with Cole Mauter. Cole Mauter, one of the assistant coaches with Ty Cumming, and with Billy Klontz, who's quite often seen at third base. Anyway, Oscar Knapp is going to have a shot with the bases loaded and 1 out. One of those situations that you want growing up. He's a freshman out of Santa Cruz High. Kind of didn't think he'd be from Napa. If I remember correctly, there's a lot of guys from Santa Cruz High on the team. You don't normally see so many from one high school, but guys want to stay home, and there's some good baseball down there.
You use this one, this big one. Look at this. Look right here.
So Oscar Knapp is in there now with zeros for both teams on the runs, hits, and errors so far, but 3 runners are on for Cabrillo. The opening inning of this 3-game series. They'll be back at it Thursday at Cabrillo, and then back here on Saturday. Clapping with the pitch. It's a strike. That's not a fastball. So he tried to back pitching backwards, as they say. Cobine on at third, Pappas at second, and Karyanopoulos off his lead behind Anderson at first. And this one is off the plate. Trying to get him to swing, maybe getting a little eager. That's a good pitch, even though it's ball one. 1-1 count. Nice to see Clappin start off the batter with the strike. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Slow roller to second. A toss over to second to Beal for one. And trying to make a pick. Anderson couldn't. And it looks like Karyanopoulos is going to come in and score. And I said Karyanopoulos, it's Pappas that comes in. And Karyanopoulos was out at second. So let's get that right with the Yasu to both of those players. Pappas comes around to score after Cobine scored the first run. And here comes Oscar Knapp, gets a RBI. It's a fielder's choice. And one run up there, two runs up there on that last play with no hits. Here's another ground ball over and going to go with a force out. At second base is Comerford. As the vicinity play, the fans are getting a little bit on the case of the umpire on the bases, but hey, that's baseball. So, 2 runs on no hits. There was one error, as it's stated. Yep, there was one error in that first half inning. So, right now, it's Cabrillo 2 and Ohlone coming up to bat on Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube. And we're back at Fremont. Well, in Fremont at Ohlone College, the main campus, and the beautiful baseball field here. Turf facility, if you see dirt out there, it's not really dirt, except for the mound. That's clay. And on the clay right now is Preston Pillsbury, wearing number 2. Again, I'm not used to seeing those single-digit numbers for pitchers, but I better get used to it. He's got, in his last outing against Gavilan, through 7 strikeouts and 1 walk in 6 innings. And he had only given up 3 hits and 1 run unearned. But in that contest, as a strike is poured in there to the leadoff man, it was a 5-4 win for Gavilan, so they won it late. Here's the second pitch to Matt Leiterman in the leadoff spot, and it's thrown over from the shortstop Shiratori over to first baseman Oscar Knapp.
Scotty Piper.
So 1 away on the second pitch of the first at bat for an Ohlone Renegade, with Billy Clonk coaching at third base, and Stefan Valdez over at first. Scotty Piper batting second. He's been batting 9th and 8th, and now he's batting second. It's nice to have a left-handed batter in that box if a guy gets on to start with. Hard hit ball, and in the glove like a Jack Tatum stick 'em as Pillsbury able to reach down and grab that. He phoned a friend. He got that ball on one solid, hard hit hop right off the bat of Scotty Piper. So in the book, it's a measly 1-3 put up. Nico Aspilcueta last week, a week ago, in his first 2 at-bats, he had a home run in each of them. Couldn't get 2 home runs in 1 at-bat, but he had all the total bases he could. 4 in the home run. This time it's going to be in the park. It's going to be a real quick inning if the right fielder can catch it. And it is caught there by Jacob Pappas, reaching up to the high sky. No clouds to be seen here in the Bay Area anywhere today. And it is a 1-2-3 inning put up there by the Seahawk defense against the Ohlone Renegades. After 1, Cabrillo 2, Ohlone nothing here on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Okay, we're back here, and thanks for being with us. Beautiful weather, like I said, 66, sunny day. Not much wind, certainly not as much as last week, but the flag is starting to pick up. So as the afternoon goes on, we predict you'll get that marine kind of winds coming through the South Bay and trying to get through a pass somewhere. This one through a pass, and it's not. It passed over the shortstop and caught there in left field by Cole Curtis. Again, Curtis, another line drive his way. He's been really gauging well those short pop-ups, the deep shots, and those line drives. So Nicholas Madrigal, sorry I didn't name you that first at bat because you hit that ball hard. You deserve that. Madrigal, the catcher, will be back up again later. Brady Spencer, the second baseman, up now with Matt Lawton rounding out the Cabrillo lineup. They sent 6 guys to the plate in the first inning, got 2 runs on no hits. So Brady Spencer, the left-handed hitting second baseman, and he's looking, and it's a 2-0 count. Spencer was 1 for 4 in the last game, but he had 2 RBI. Here it's hit to right center field, and it's going to be in the glove of Leiterman. Leiterman kind of galloped over there to the right center field territory as Piper came his way as well. Leiterman called him off and made the catch, and just 2 quick outs as you're taking a look at some footwear. You know, some guys, they get cleaner shoes here playing on the turf after they may have used them on the dirt. Now the pitcher has to have those spikes ready on the mound, on the hill. And there's a strike get poured in there. 1-1. Titus Clappin found his mark here, and this time it escaped the hand, trying to throw another curveball homeward to Matt Lawton. Lawton in that 9 spot. He's batting below 200, but his presence at third base defensively is big time. I'm sure as the season continues, he'll work on the batting average, and things are falling that haven't been. Here's a pitch, and there's a line drive that takes a one hop to the second baseman playing deep. And that's Comerford throwing it over to Anderson, and we've got a 1-2-3 inning in the second. So Cabrillo still looking for a hit, as is Ohlone. Let's see which team is the one that gets the hit first. After 1.5, it's Ohlone leading 2-0. Oh, it's not Ohlone. It's Cabrillo leading 2-0. Let's get that right, Harrington.
Number 10, Brendan Comerford.
Brandon Comerford threw the ball over to first base for the final out of the previous half inning, where Cabrillo sent up 3 batters. They're 7, 8, 9 hitters, so they'll be back for the third inning on offense, still looking for their first hit. Ohlone sent up 3 in the bottom of the first, and Leiterman grounded out to short. Scotty Piper hit it hard, but it was snagged by the pitcher, Pillsbury, who's on the hill right now for his second inning. On a 1-3 put out, and this time Pillsbury can't do it. It is hit too hard, and he has to kind of do the Old West dance, get out of the way of that. That shot up the middle. Making him dance right there is Brandon Comerford for the first hit of the game, up the middle, and Will Anderson, the first baseman, comes up. Anderson, the freshman from Gilroy, stands on the left side. No stranger to Cabrillo if you're from Gilroy. Here's the pitch, and it is just off. 1-0, and Gus Cordova calls it out pretty loud. A little extra volume to make sure that the Cabrillo bench, again, they rode him a little bit, knows to knock it off. Eric Thompson, the umpire on the bases, is just in front of the second base position behind the mound. Here is the pitch, and it's in there. So finding a little bit of plate there, 1-1. A little bit, I think that maybe some of the Cabrillo fans were paid and sent up here to razz the umpire a little bit. I don't know if they're getting any per diem for that. But they're doing it in a fun, friendly, old school way. There's a lot of new, well, not necessarily new rules, but one of them is bench jockeying is really going to be kind of forbidden now from either side. They don't want anybody as talented or humorous as they might be to work on their stand-up comedy routine or just straight up rag people. Well, this pitch is off the plate. 2-1. So Pillsbury now in this inning, he's almost thrown as many pitches as he did in the first combined. It only takes one, as they say, with Ben Johnston on deck, the DH. He's followed by Lombardi, the catcher, Curtis, the left fielder, and Beal, the shortstop. Here's the pitch. It's a runner, a delayed steal, and he's going to be in there standing up. Comerford did not steal right away. And suddenly the first baseman did his job, but unable to get a good grab of the ball was Madrigal, as Knapp had yelled out, runner. He stayed alert to the runner, give him credit, but it is a very effective delayed steal for Comerford. Catcher starts getting just, I won't say comfortable, but not alert to the runner as he's trying to focus on that pitch. And he doesn't see anybody moving, doesn't hear any early call, and he could not recalculate to throw to second. Maybe recalibrate would be better. We'll calculate the count. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will Anderson, Ben Johnston on deck, right-handed batter. Here's the left-handed hitter, and he swings and puts one foul over the Ohlone dugout. So you want, if you're an Ohlone home equipment supplier, you want to have the ball land in the countryside, if you will. If you're an Ohlone fan, you want to see an Ohlone batter hit it to the countryside. Fair play, out of play. Home run, that's what it's called. Here's a pitch, and a swing and a miss. Doesn't get it that time. Anderson trying to get a piece of it and stay alive. Didn't like the pitch, and he was not able to shave some of that off. So, with a runner on at second, there's now one out on the strikeout of Anderson. And here's Ben Johnston getting the start today. Johnston is a freshman as well from Livermore. We talked about how he and Clappin are both from the same high school, Granada High School. Hello. One run on the board is Ohlone's, but one hit on the board is Ohlone's. The 2 runs are Cabrillo's. This one fouled away to that very steep hill that goes down to the parking lot. We talked in our last broadcast about 2 games ago at home. Porsche probably has its glass replaced by now, I think. Hasn't been much rain. Maybe they got a good garage. But, yeah, you got to kind of hope that you're not in the lottery of cars that are hit by foul balls. This one goes towards the softball field more so, which is to the west exactly, if you want to Google Earth our facility here. Home plate is looking to the southeast, basically. The batter's eye over the 400 marker. The flag now is taking a right turn, so it's going to take a little more to get this ball out of here and the pitch out of here for Johnston. But this is what he's going to try to do. He could even score on a home run. Here's the pitch. He's going to get a base hit to center. With the 1-2 count, he decided to take a little something off the swing, and he lays it into center field for a single. Good hit in there for the designated hitter, who's also a catcher when he's in there on defense.
Nico Lombardi.
Comerford moves to third but cannot come in. And so Nico Lombardi, he's the Nico with the K. And Aspaqueta, the third baseman, is the Nico with the C. So get that straight. Now, all other spellings aside, he does not want to see the letter K in the scorebook. We've got one of those already for Anderson this inning, but a runner at third and Comerford after his single, getting around on a delayed steal, and then the single there by Johnston. Johnston's going to slowly run to second. He's going to get it with the obligatory slide, wondering if the second baseman there, Spencer, was deking him maybe. So he kind of fulfills the final part of a stolen base for Johnston. Trying to see for Johnston. That's his first stolen base of the year. And now we have a single to left field and an RBI for Nico Lombardi. Lombardi, a solid single to left field. And with that RBI, he drives in Comerford from third, and it's 2-1. Cabrillo with a bit of a situation here. 1 run in as the gloves given to Estefan Valdez. And a whole bunch of gear. Looks like he, I don't know, what are those guys called? Stormtrooper? Taking off all sorts of stuff out there. Looks like he was peeling off his arms. Now he's got a mitt on his right hand with a little kind of a towel on there. It's kind of strange. Let's see if he can stormtroop his way to second on this bunt. It's a nice one, and an attempt underhand hits the back of the runner. It goes over. It's a fair ball, a live ball. The bunt was fair. It was scooped up there by the third baseman, Lawton, and he tried to underhand it to the catcher, and he could not get it. Madrigal could not grab it as it hit the runner from third, and that's completely fair. Completely fair to go after. There's no rule on obstruction there, what have you. And I think actually the coach just wanted to get a message maybe to his catcher. I see, he says there's too many guys in the Ohlone on-deck area. Let me just tell you what happened there. So Johnston is the scorer, and the game is tied at 2. Lombardi gets around to third on the bunt. And the squeeze works. Another squeeze attempt. This time it's going to be Beal. And No chance at first. That becomes a single and an RBI. Why not do it again?
Number 19, Matthew Letterman.
So it was a sacrifice and a fielder's choice unsuccessful that allowed Johnston to score, and now Lombardi comes in, and Ohlone leads 3-2. And so the previous trip out there to talk to the umpire briefly was just to say, hey, can you tell Ohlone not to have so many people out of their dugout? I guess, and maybe say something to the catcher too, although that might have been a trip, telling him to, hey, make sure you hustle. When he didn't have the ball, the play wasn't over. It was still live. That first bunt that was laid down by Cole Curtis, and now the next bunt and another RBI. Drives in Nico Lombardi, and Curtis comes all the way around to third base. So that is really working. The lower part of the order did a great job for their starting pitcher, Titus Clappin. He gave up 1 earned in the first inning. Now in the bottom of the second, there's 3 in. And the hit count is mounting. Curtis, I don't believe, got a hit on his. It's a sacrifice fielder's choice. But Tucker Beal beat that one out, getting to first base. So 3 RBIs in a row from Lombardi, Curtis, and Beal. And what happened here? Little sleight of hand there. Able to get back in there ahead of that is Beal. So trying to do some subterfuge of their own are the Seahawks, down 3-2. And again, a nice throw over to first. Umpires are used to hearing these statements. The crowd from Monterey Peninsula was very polite and well seasoned with their commentary. So far, a lot of energy from the fans from Cabrillo here. And this one is in there for a strike. Not sure everything they're saying is right, but they're doing what they want, what they think is right to, make the umpire be as fair as possible in their mind. Everyone's got a different view. 0-1 count with runners on the corners. 1 away. And moving to second base is Beal, and he gets in there standing up as cutting off the ball is the shortstop, Seita Shiratori. So stolen base now for Beal. Runners in scoring position for the Renegades with an 0-2 count to Matt Leiterman, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up. He was a little brave there on that one. If Leiterman was going to poke one where he had the last time, it'll be a base hit to left. This time, oh my goodness, a line drive to Pillsbury. Nothing that Ohlone can do as Curtis was well off the plate. And they can celebrate all they want, but I think what they're really celebrating is that Pillsbury's not finding a local hospital. Thank goodness for him that he's not hurt, but for the Renegades, they wish that could have got by him and threw into center for 2 more runs. As it is, 3 runs on 5 hits are on the board. I think it's 3 runs on 4 hits, but we will agree to disagree right now. It is 3-2 in favor of Ohlone, leading Cabrillo here, going to the third.
Number 11, Kobe Savannah. Jacob Papas.
Come on, pass. 2-1-4. 2-1-4. 2-1-4. There we go, Pat. Good job, Pat. Good job. Square. Let's go. On that, Pat. On us, there for you. Let's go.
Number 3, Anthony Charles and
Here we go. 6-3. Hey, look for a good first pitch strike. 4-1-1. 4-1-1. Come on, AK.
Good.
Inside move. Inside move. There we go, AK. Go. 1-5-1. 1-5-1. 1-5-1. Come on now, 3. You got kid. All right, get up, everyone. Cut it. Cut it, Tom. Cut it, Tom. Come on, Tom. Right there.
Now pitching for the Ohlone Renegades. Number 14, Cabrillo.
Tension's definitely rising. T-Dog right now. T-Time. 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 T-Time like I got a company. T-Time like I'm at a quarter to 6. Going regular. Famous explain what they say on my personal jealous and bears. You talk to the cops and therapy. You act like you love this American.
Watch it.
Scared of the 6. Yeah, scared of the 6. Yeah, scared of the 6. Your body got words to work on the flute. As you want to go and inherit. Or talk to the boy about my parents. So come on, the boy, some arrogant. The weapons we got is terror. Like you can do this. You hear me? She asking for bread for her parents. I told her I don't got no cancer. She said she gon' wait on my wife on some Arabic. I put out $1 million to stare at. My dick's out cause I'm wired to hit. My schedule is out. I'm sending some red. And all I spend in the narrative. I'm making a change that I bought from your boss. You gon' buy all of that heritage. The D9 round, the members that hung up the Louis and not even wearing it. Don't come to the boy about repairs. Don't come to the boy about experience. You left me that road with sword. Cause I was a bim of the walks of Paris. And scared of the 7. After 1-3, then we started with 11. Dumping like 7.
2-0, player. Nobody. Let's go. Line drive. Go, okay.
2, Oscar Knapp. Territory.
Keep working that station to station.
You want 3?
Number 26, Nicholas Madrigal.
Hey, square another one up. Square it up again. You got it.
Now by number 9, Scotty Piper. Now by number 38, Nico Aspoqueta. Now by number 22, Will Anderson.
Well, I don't know how long I've been off. How long could that have been? We have some tape for this. I think we'll just put some tape on this mic so that won't happen. Things like this really make me upset, but that's my own thumb's fault. We have some technology that has an on-off switch that I didn't know was there. Unfortunately, you didn't hear much of what's happened. So a strikeout there for Will Anderson, a second strikeout in a row, and that's 2 away. And in this inning, at least, hopefully you didn't hear, you didn't have a lack of audio for more than this inning. We had an error by the second baseman on a hard hit ball by Piper. Then we have the home run by Nico Azpilicueta, his 7th of the year, making it 8-5 in favor of Cabrillo. Then a fly ball to right by Comerford and a strikeout there for Anderson. And hopefully we're back now with Ben Johnston at the plate. So I'm used to having a headset mic so that I can have 2 hands free, and you can hear even more papers ruffling around me. But I have a handheld mic, which means I have to kind of switch hands. I hold the pen in the one hand, and my pen is not a Bic with the 4 colors right now. It's just 1 color pen. But now I've taped down that switch, so all I can do is laugh. You know, they say sometimes the words just go off in the distance in the space. It's 1-1. It happens. We don't need one right now, and that's if we use a stand, then I have to lean over ergonomically. It doesn't work. So we just use the stand as another paperweight. So no big deal. I'm okay like this. Just I didn't realize that I had turned off the switch. So that is me. That is not the control room, if you will, which is basically a table next to me. This is a ground ball to second. Johnston hustles down to third, but the pick made at first base. And it's a put out from Spencer to Knapp, ending the 3rd inning So it's 1-2-3, but that's after the home run by Azpilicueta. A 2-run home run, and he knocks in Piper with the 4th run. He scores the 5th one, and that's his 7th home run of the year. And it's 8-5 going to the top of the 4th here at Ohlone College and Ohlone College Broadcasting on YouTube.
Hey, right back to it, fellas. Right back to it.
Ready?
Look at that beautiful scoreboard you've got underneath the scoreboard here at the park. You need to come out and take like a picture in front of the old home of the Renegade scoreboard before the new one comes in next week. Right now it's 8-5, Cabrillo with the lead, as you see the totals there. And we've only had 1-0 for each team put on the board. Otherwise, they've scored in every inning of the first 3. Here's the 4th inning coming at you with leadoff man Bobby Cobine, followed by Matt Morrison and Jacob Pappas, the center fielder, DH, and right fielder, respectively. And the new pitcher with an 0-2 count is one of the 2 Texans, and he's from Austin, Texas. They're both from Austin, Texas, too, as Gavin Shattuck's not in the lineup today from Vandergrift, and right here Thompson from Westlake High. No doubt they saw each other just a year or 2 ago. Probably last year, as they're both freshmen. 1-2. Getting some heat as the home plate umpire. The folks are pretty close to him. So I'm not saying it's unsportsmanlike, but I'm not used to the people so close to home plate giving the umpire such a bunch of grief. So with 4 pitches, we've got a 1-2 count. Thompson, the righty, spins a curveball, and he is out of there. Curved and a backwards K for Bobby Cobine, and he's out for the first time today. He walked and he doubled. He scored the 1st and 3rd runs, and now he's going to get a little more time to relax, as he probably hasn't had much time in the shade. Made in the shade. He got those black uniforms on, like I said, McCovey back in the day. He hated going to Cincinnati, Pittsburgh in the summer, having to play games off the turf. This turf is a little more forgiving. It soaks in a little heat. It's also much better quality. It's certainly no seams out there. That's the greatest thing about it. It's very hard to catch your cleat and get hurt. 1-0 pitch, ground ball, fouled away. It gives more true hops too. But the heat would really bake off of those Midwestern spots, East Coast and humidity. It just could be real dreadful for the San Franciscan team, spending a lot of their time at Candlestick Park back in the day, in the fog and the winds in the summer. Like they're putting the refrigerator till their next road trip. But their black tops were really tough. McCovey said he'd wearing those, and the orange ones also would keep a little heat in too. And finally, they were pullovers, unlike the ones that Cabrillo's wearing today. Now Cabrillo, they've got their warm-ups as the count is now 1-2 to the left-handed batting Morrison. Morrison batting .279 coming in, as we said. He has 6 doubles on the year. And Morrison, he walked between his walks and hit by pitches, just 1 shy of the strikeout total. So he's doing pretty well in that regard. 9 walks, 2 hit by pitch, and 12 Ks. Oh, take that back. 13. Swing and a miss there as Lombardi throws it down to Azpilicueta, and this is a swinging strikeout to go with a looking one of Cobine. And here's Jacob Pappas. So Thompson coming in here in the fourth, and he's helping cool things down with some swings and misses. Ben Thompson is a 5'10", 185-pounder as the stats go. I won't tell you any more about him because that would be a HIPAA Act violation. But height and weight, that's all in the papers. I'm free to say that. Ground ball, hit hard, stopped, but not able to control it. Comerford keeps it on the infield. That's great practice for when there's folks on the bases in scoring position. And if he could have got that ball in the glove and the right foot down, he could have threw from the left knee maybe and got the runner. But Pappas flying down the line, I don't think he would have got him anyway. A base hit, infield single, and that is the second hit out of 2 at-bats for Pappas. He also scored 2 runs today. He got on base with a hit by pitch in the first. Here's Anthony Karianopoulos. Had a line drive to right field, the right-handed batter, the last time up. Piper came hustling in to catch that one above the turf. Now, I'm not used to these spikes. He's got like some beige, some kind of bronze spikes up there. Look like he ripped off a humongous trophy with the black socks, pants, and top. They're like cream colored. I don't know what. I would say kind of a, let's say tan. Let's say kind of a shiny tan. Or ceramic, I can't decide. 2-0, maybe he's mesmerizing Thompson. Here's a swing and a miss. The throw to second, it's not controlled by Comerford off the turf. He wanted to wait as long as he could to pick that ball up, knowing he had backup from Beal behind him. And trusting that maybe he could get that in the netting of his glove and show the tag to Eric Thompson, the base umpire. But it's a stolen base for Jack Pappas in scoring position now with 2 away for the visiting Seahawks, leading 3 runs, leading by 3 here in the fourth, and this one is away when Barty blocks it. So when you read a dirt ball, sometimes you're off and you get your secondary lead. Your primary lead is just getting off the base. And in secondary, when you're sure the pitcher's coming home, you read the ball in the dirt and you take off. Well, on a turf field, it might not be such a smart move, as this one is a swing and a miss. 3-2. Karianopoulos takes the helmet off ever so briefly, gets a little bit of air to the brow. Scotty Acrop over there at third base wants to wheel around a runner, and this one is ball 4. So there'll be a forced situation with the 2 outs. Karianopoulos gets the free pass, his second walk of the day, to go with the line out to right. And here's Oscar Knapp. Knapp had an RBI on a fielder's choice in the first. He had a single in the third and scored the 6th run. Left-handed batter. As I'm offered a stand for the mic now, so we could try it. We could try the stand, but what happens is I end up looking at my notes and talking away from. Maybe I'll just hold the bottom of the stand now? No, that would defeat the purpose. But then it covers my notes. Well, anyway, here's a line drive to center, and he can't get it, and it gets by him. Look out. He's going to give up on it. It's up to Piper to run it down in center field. And will he be able to get all the way around? Oscar Knapp's going to settle for a triple. Now, he could have played that safe. It would have been a single, and Pappas would have scored anyway. But now, Pappas scores the 9th run, and Karianopoulos comes around after walking. He's the 10th run of the game for Cabrillo. So Cabrillo, they lost their last game at this field the first game of the series last year, 17-6. And they're trying to even the score, maybe so to speak, here, up by double, 10-5 now, as Oscar Knapp, I don't think he had a chance to get 4, as Piper really put into high gear from right field. Nothing more for him to do anyway but to get a sprint out there. So he kind of changed sports from baseball to track and motored out there to the deepest part of the park to the right of the 400 marker and next to the Ohlone name and logo, blocked by Lombardi. He puts his chin on his sternum, looks that ball down, and kind of X-ray visions that one a little bit. Huh? Go sci-fi. blocks the 5-hole. Ball just rolls right up and to the right of first base from his perspective. This one again, and great hustle. This one gets away further than Lombardi wanted, but he did spoil that one from getting away to where Knapp could have scored. Knapp's looking to score his second run of the day. Jacob Pappas has scored all 3 times he's been up today. He's got 3 runs scored. 10-5, Cabrillo, and this is a beauty. And strike 3 is the call. Nicking that corner. Cordova says it was there. The batter, Shiratori, says it wasn't, but that doesn't matter quite as much, his opinion. 3 strikeouts for Thompson in his first inning of work, but 3-run score, and they are all earned. Pardon me, 2-run score on 3. 2 runs scored on 2 hits. 3 runners reached. There I go. And there were no errors by Ohlone. After 3.5, it is the Seahawks of Cabrillo 10 and the Ohlone Renegades 5 on the Ohlone College Broadcasting channel on YouTube.
Number 4, Nico Lombardi.
We're back on. Nico Lombardi, Cole Curtis, Tucker Beal. They're the batters, and with Brian Lee doing the pitching, and Luis Rojo on the cameras, and James Pearsall with the directing. Dan Harrington with you. Trying to do some sort of service here for everyone. Whatever it is I do. 10-5 is the score. The Seahawks with the lead. And Pillsbury with his 4th inning of work starts off with a foul ball. Lombardi had a base hit to left field and RBI his first time up. He would score the 3rd run of the 5 scored by Ohlone. 10-5. Looking around the state and who's playing where. Got a lot of SoCal games listed early, and then the NorCal games listed after them. Somebody from SoCal must be inputting those. It's a ground ball from 3rd to 1st and a put out 5-3 for Nico Lombardi. Other games of interest for the Bay Area. Los Medanos out of Pittsburgh goes up to Mendocino. They're playing right now up there. Sierra is hosting Santa Rosa as Cole Curtis comes in for his second at bat. Sacrifice and a fielder's choice unsuccessful in the second. Big game for Laney College in Oakland, and a good team at Laney. Maybe just a one bopper, one pitcher, maybe one hitter, one pitch away in some of these games. They're playing a very good team in the College of Marin. They've had a great season coming into conference play. And there's a strike, and that evens it out 1-1. So Gus Cordova's got himself in a little pickle here. He's been going further and further off the edge. And I think he just made up for 3 strikes that the Cabrillo fans didn't like with 1. That one was about 3 balls outside, I thought. That's okay. He can see better than me. He's much closer. Fly ball. It's more of a line drive, and it's caught in right field by Pappas. Line out to right for Cole Curtis. 2 away. That wind is not as strong as we've seen it, but it's picking up enough that it kind of shears under the ball. It makes the ball kind of stay up in the air a little longer, I think, on those line drives to right. They're not getting down out there. The number 9 hitter in the order, Tucker Beal, at the plate. Had a bunt for a hit. It would have been a sacrifice had he been put out, but he hustled and beat that out. And another one, exactly what we just talked about, and it stays up just long enough for a diving catch by Pappas Jacob Pappas in right field makes 2 catches, and the second one, a very entertaining one for the fans who've made the trip for Cabrillo. So 3 up, 3 down. Lombardi, Curtis, and Beal all give it a shot, but all 3 of them are out. After 4 innings, it's 10-5 in favor of the visiting Seahawks from Cabrillo on the Ohlone College Broadcasting Channel on YouTube.
Now by number 26, Nicholas Madrigal.
And we are back. And I'm Dan Harrington, glad to be back. And I'll tell you, I would have loved to have done some commentary for you on Saturday, just wasn't able to. There's the numbers for Thompson, who came in last inning. So that's generally correct. That's the numbers coming in. 6.92 ERA. This one is hit to right center. One hopper brought right back into the infield by Piper. And so a nice crisp single for Nicholas Madrigal. His last time up, he had a home run. That was a grand slam. And Madrigal's first home run of the year for the Seahawks. Not the Seawolves. They're up in Sonoma there. Or the Sea Hiccups. Yeah, the Seahawks. And a bunt. And it's a nice one, nicely angled. And it's going to be a tag play and getting it done. Without further ado, Brady Spencer kind of glides into the tag. He knows he's done, but he did his job. Sacrifice goes 1-3.
Okay.
And Madrigal goes to second base. Sacrifice bunt. Three guys who have some experience at SF State here, huh? That's right. What about Luis? Is he going to get some later? Is he doing it in the right order? Not kidding. Wonder how Tony Schifano's ball club's doing over at Maloney Field at SF State these days. But they're playing Friday at 3 p.m. I hear, but we're going to be here doing softball, I believe, right? A doubleheader, I believe. We are gluttons for punishment, but softball goes a little faster than baseball generally. And if you have some wood around you, knock on it for me. We have plastic here. That won't help. 10-5. Cabrillo in the lead, doubling up the Renegades at this point of the game. As a curveball accepted by Matt Lawton, who's 0 for 2 so far. Lawton trying to pull that batting average up a bit. He's been up 62 times on the season. He's hitting below 200, so he wants to get that creeping back up. Grounded pitch, not a ground ball, but it's grounded to the glove of Lombardi on a hop. Someone's got a shiny item. Okay, it's another cell phone in the sun. Was getting me for a while. I don't think it was purposeful. But after you're in the Army, you got to wonder about lights in your eyes. You kind of do a double take. 2 balls, 1 strike. Number 9 hitter for the visitors fouls it away. I'm going to try to total some things. We have a couple totals that are at least one, well, technically 2 then. We have an error that they have as a hit on the board. So that kind of changes the numbers a little bit. Did they change them back now? Let's see. Anyway, we'll get to that as we can. 2-2 count. Thompson checks twice. Here's the pitch. It is just off the plate. And Thompson, the base umpire, Eric Thompson, says no, he didn't. Spreads his arm wide with the palms down. Says the batter did not swing. 3 balls and 2 strikes, going all the way on the count. Matt Lawton And a runner on in scoring position in Nicolas Madrigal. Here's a pitch. And did he go? I think he did. Did he go? Did he go? He is out. Yes, I thought he went. I want to record some of the exultations or the disappointment registered by the fans here. Those are some 3 classic lines there, including "You've got to be kidding me." But I do believe it was there. I thought his hands went on that. The pitch itself was not, but that's ruled strike 3. So 2 away. Runners in scoring position. Madrigal still not going back any bases, and this time he goes back to second. Nothing else doing. A little puff in each base. You could see the little top of the base is a little higher than the edges here for these bases. They're certainly not bags of straw or foam as we've seen through the years, different places, different little leagues up to youth and prep baseball. And now the major leagues, of course, with the slightly larger base. It makes it technically easier to steal a base. Here's the pitch, and it is away and low. 1-0 to the leadoff hitter, Bobby Cobine. He's scored twice. He's gotten a hit, a walk, a strikeout. The strikeout came the last time up looking. And this is the first batter to face Thompson twice. He was the first batter against him with that looking strikeout. And this one evens it up at 1-1. Ty Cumming and making some calls to home plate, giving the signs. I think that's Ty over there. Kind of hiding at the edge of the dugout, maybe trying to save his arm from getting too much sun. 1-1 pitch. It is off the plate, 2-1. Fastball there from Thompson. The look from the Texan and the pitch homeward. It's high. And a 3-1 count. So we've gone to 3 balls here a couple times in a row. Sounds like a science project we don't want to talk about. We'll just say 3-1 count with 2 away. Here's the pitch. Swing. And did he go? Yes, he did. All the way around. 3-2. Eric Thompson, we didn't have to ask him for help on that one. Again, that's the hardest spot to call a strike for a base umpire. It's really unfair. You got to really kind of look at the wrists and the hands. Maybe even the shadows below if you can take it all in. A swing and a miss, and Thompson gets him out on strikes. Out of trouble with Madrigal on at second for the entirety of the next 3 batters, and that retires the side. No runs on 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left. We played half of a regulation game, and it is 10-5 in favor of the visiting Cabrillo Seahawks on the Ohlone College Broadcasting Channel. Okay, so we're back here in Fremont, California. We've got some substitutions perhaps coming as Mike Curran, the head coach, is talking with Gus Cordova. And Matt Leiterman is stepping in there, so I'm not sure what Coach Curran was talking with home plate umpire Cordova about. As Stefan Valdez goes over to coach first base, he's there now waiting for a runner to get there. And the first pitch is offered at, I think, and Thompson says no. So, yeah, I think maybe this is like the stock market, like Wall Street here, with some of the fans are just they want to buy some stock in Cabrillo. 1-0 pitches off plate 2-0. I think that I like that stand. That was a really nice effort by James Pearsall to bring me that mic stand, but then clearly I'm not really using it, so I'm trying to talk to you people out there. When I talk away from the mic, I did a game for City College and it happened to be against Ohlone, and I would turn to my right and you didn't hear me quite as well. Anyway, some games of interest for these two teams. West Valley in the opener against Gavilan. And Gavilan's back to being a baseball team again in terms of their record and everything. They're a legit club with Rob Sanchez running the show. And former pitching coach T.C. Fairfield is over there now as well, from Ohlone over now. And this one gets a piece of him.
Yeah, let's go right side.
So Matt Leiterman's going to be over at first base. And Scotty Piper up with a base runner on and nobody out. Pillsbury went, like I said last time, 6 innings, and he did a great job against the Ram hitters. They played Gavilan their last series. They won 2 out of 3. The game Pillsbury pitched, though, with the 6 innings, he left with the lead, but they weren't able to hold it. So Pillsbury throws a pitch, and it's in their first strike, fastball. Scotty Piper hit the ball hard twice today. A 1-3 putout and an error by the second baseman. Here's the pitch, and it's nubbed to the left side. Diving, scrambling after it. The throw to first base. What an athletic play by Pillsbury. And the glove work over there by the first baseman, Knapp, all for naught. As Piper, that's a single for Piper. So he hits well, let's face it, the pitcher's job is sometimes to miss-hit, get the batters to miss-hit the ball, and right there he did. Piper, the last 2 at-bats, hit the ball hard and got an 0 for 2. Here he barely gets the bat on it and gets a single. And an athletic play, and will we have a trip by a trainer to talk with him, or is Pillsbury waving people off? As he scrambled on the ground, it looked like maybe he had possibly been awkwardly moving there for sure, and maybe had pulled something, but he seems to be fine. Maybe just got some rubber pellets in his glove, needed some time to get him out of there. Well, this is a situation where often Ohlone would bunt, but with Nico Azpilicueta already with a home run on the day, his 7th of the year, maybe they're going to go for it. Let's see what happens. Down by 5. Here's the pitch. It is hit hard. It is hit far. It is on the ground to the fence between the left center and center field marks. Coming in to score is Leiterman. Scotty Piper right behind him with a high 5. The bare hand of Piper and the gloved hand of Leiterman slap as 2 runs score here in the 5th, and Ohlone is that much closer. Now down 10-7 on the double by Nico Azpilicueta. Each time that Azpilicueta's come up with runners on base today, he's gotten 2 RBI. He is really doing well with the bat. Brandon Comerford coming up as well. And this guy has the home run lead for the club. He's standing there hoping to get that much closer. Somehow do something positive for the team. Big swing and a miss. That black and silver bat looks like the torch that the Raiders use to start their games. We won't talk about them anymore. 10-7 is the score, and it's just away, just missing. I think that was a little low, but I think that if it had been just a bit higher, they'd get the call. They're really trying to angle from one side to another, as we got some shouts out to the Shaddix family watching this game. It might be at least the dad. For Gavin Shaddix out there watching in Texas. Here's the pitch. It is grounded into the opposite batter's box and through. Gus Cordova doesn't want to use that ball right now. He is looking at it. Will he toss it away or not? He's going to keep it in the game. He's going to keep it. He likes it. Can imagine our home plate umpire maybe walking down the beach and seeing what shells he likes, you know, put them in the different big pockets on the belt. 1-2 pitch, grounded, foul, and Billy Clontz has it over there. And he's getting a little bit of applause from his players. No glove for that man out there. He has a big white helmet with no ear flaps, a skull cap for both of our coaches, Clontz at third and Valdez at first. Clontz wearing the black jacket and Valdez with the nice Ohlone green. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes Brandon Comerford for the first time today, out via the strikeout. And a little bit of Beastie Boys to come out to for Will Anderson, a left-handed hitter looking for his first hit on the day. He's in that dangerous situation of having 2 Ks in the book, but he can't think about that. Just go up and have a good at-bat. Pillsbury breathes and looks at second at the same time, and this pitch is off the plate 1-0. So Anderson is the batter. 313 coming into this series. Of his 26 hits, 3 are home runs. We saw one of those against City College of San Francisco a couple weeks back. A line drive that's going to evade the glove of the second baseman and gets away from the right fielder, Pappas, who's played brilliantly today except for that one. It's going to be a 2-base error, and both runners, Nick Auspequeta gets in, I should say, as he gets home, and the other runner is the batter runner. Anderson gets all the way over to third. It's a single and an E9. RBI, though, for Anderson, as Auspequeta was going to score. And now we have a timeout. And in baseball, you don't really have timeouts. You just have time. But, you know, that's going to be it for Pillsbury. He's going to get a nice hand from his traveling fans.
Hey, good work up there,
A pitching change coming for the Seahawks. We're going to stay here, or are we going to go away? What do you want to do? You want to say hi to some people, or do you want to see if we can say hi to a few folks out here? Yeah, it's Julian Shaddix out there. We said hi to the Shaddix family and Umberto Menivar, Diego's pop. You know him. Fellow dads for a little while on some travel teams. You have Mike Eve Piper. There you go. What happened to the announcer? Thanks for letting us know. It was major technological difficulties called the switch on my mic. And Maggie Hernandez, let's go Renegades. Thanks for your commentary. Thanks for keeping it positive out there as well. So I have it down as the second error of the day for the visiting Seahawks. That makes it even more interesting as 3 runs are in on the inning. All 3 of those are earned for Pillsbury. Now this runner depends on what happens with the next couple batters. He would have been at first had there not been an error there, although he might have been at second if he'd thrown home, but you just say that he's on at first. So let's go over some other scores around junior college baseball in California, the California Community College Athletic League. Okay, West Valley in the bottom of the 4th leads Gavilan 13-1, as I was getting to earlier. And then the team that you saw play here last week, Monterey Peninsula, we're trying to find a score for them. I thought they were playing today, but maybe they're not listed right now. I guess I can't find a score for them, so maybe they're not playing today. Maybe they have a different date to play, or they're playing tonight. Anyway, okay. We won't search for them. If we find them, we find them. If we don't, we don't. Moving on. Other scores from around Northern California. College of Sequoias leads Merced 7-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Feather River and American River, no score reported. Sac City is losing to San Joaquin Delta. Delta leading 3-2. Santa Rosa and Sierra tied at 2 in Rockland in the 9th inning. Los Medanos leads Mendocino 10-3 in the bottom of the third. Mendocino having a tough start of this year. Santa Barbara, we don't want to talk about them. They're back in SoCal. They did come on a Northern California series. And Laney is evened up with Marin, and as a throw over to third base by the new pitcher is nothing doing, getting back in there safely, is Anderson. It's Anders Page Roth on the hill. Page Roth comes in with a 6.27 ERA. He points at the pitch and his catcher, Nicholas Madrigal, able to keep that in front of him, or under him at least. As Ben Johnston up there facing a new pitcher, the first new pitcher of the day for Cabrillo. Nico Lombardi on deck. Here's the pitch. It is put in the air and put foul, somewhat over us back here. And it's going to roll down the ramp. Going to roll down the ramp. Let's see if it could take that hairpin turn or not. We'll see if they find it there at the very bottom. Johnston, the DH. The pitch, it is again put foul. As Johnston comes into the game as the second leading hitter by batting average for Ohlone. He's played in roughly half of the games this year. 14. This is now his 15th game. Batting .467 entering play today, and he has a hit. So this time it's off the plate, 2-2. So I think that you just got to understand that you're going to get some razzing no matter what from the crowd here. And again, they're here on a very good day. There is a proportion of Ohlone fans, but with it being vacation, the numbers of people here are just completely different. This one hit high and deep. It's fair, and it's gone. A home run for Ben Johnston. And 5 runs have scored in the inning, and this one is tied up at 10. Ben Johnston, his first home run of the season as he completes his extra base categories with that one. I don't think he's done yet for the season, but he's got a notch in every one of them now. A 2-run home run for Ben Johnston. BJ puts it over the 347 marker. And this thing is a brand new game. I rarely say zeros, but we have a couple zeros with a 1 to the left of each of them in that run category on the board. 10-10 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. These guys are going to get me in trouble with my family again. They want me out of here in 3 hours, and you know this is not going to happen. Whenever you have a time limit in baseball, it is not going to be met. So if anybody in the Harrington household's listening, I apologize right now in the 5th. 10 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Ohlone, 10 runs on 8 hits, and no errors. Pardon me, there's 1 error. Yeah, 1 error for the visitors. As I have something different than the scoreboard has, I have an error for the second baseman. We haven't got the ruling on that yet from earlier in the game. Here is the pitch is down low. So, tough greeting for Anders Page Roth. Welcome to the game from Ben Johnston, a 2-run home run to tie everything up. And so now these are the pitchers of record as of right now in the tie game. Pillsbury had a nice day. Yeah, and he had 2 errors for the visitors, actually. That's it, 2 errors for the visitors. And no errors for Ohlone. This one off the back netting.
In that bush right in front of you.
Again, if you're into it, you can find a lot of things around the ballpark. You can find bees' nests, I call them bees, little in the hill, you know. And you don't want to find them unless you're into that kind of thing, into collecting honey. This one fouled away, but is it going to get out of the park? It is in play. It is near the fence. It is just over into the bullpen. The Ohlone bullpen. Trying to head over that way was Matt Lawton. He was able to shield his eyes, but not able to scale the chain link. I mean, you could reach over. You could climb that thing. Got to employ the urban skills, you know, a little parkour challenge for the spikes. Curveball swung and missed. There was a little bend on that one. That might have been more of a slider. I don't know the repertoire for Paige Roth, but he gets a really nice pitch. That's probably his nicest pitch of the game so far, and he needed it. So strikeout of Lombardi, a very tough customer, makes his second out, and Cole Curtis is up there. So 9 runs are charged to Pillsbury, but of those, let's see how many were earned. Well, it looks like they all were earned. No. One of them was not earned. The guy who got on the third was Piper on an error. So all the rest are earned. And that's unfortunate because I thought Pillsbury pitched very well, and yet the line's not looking as nice on paper. It's okay. He'll be back. And this one fouled into the glove of Madrigal. 0-2 the count. By Cole Curtis. Off the bat of Curtis there, he has bunted. Got a sacrifice, fielder's choice unsuccessful, and the L9 line drive to right in the 4th. And here's a pitch. It's swung on and missed. And Madrigal rolls it back out there for the Ohlone staff in the top of the 6th. Right here in the bottom of the 5th, 5-run score on 3 hits, and actually 4 hits and 1 error. One of the hits was a 2-run home run for Ben Johnston, his first home run of the year for the Ohlone Renegades. And we have played 5 innings, and we've got an average of 2 runs an inning. It's 10-10 in favor of nobody. We've got the Seahawks and the Renegades coming at you, and we come right back after these messages on the Ohlone College Broadcasting Channel. With James Pearsall, Brian Lee, Luis Rojo, Dan Harrington, for Gary Kauf and Arnie Lolang, and all our we didn't get Sahid in there. My gosh, Sahid, if you can hear me, I owe you like some more shouts out. Sahid, what's Sheriff? Oh, Sharif. Okay, yeah, I was about to say it's Sharif is more like it. He could be a sheriff in Alameda County at some point if you wanted to. Sheriff Sharif, that would be awesome, man. Anyway, Saeed Sharif making it happen. Foul ball to the eucalyptus out there. No, those are pepper trees. And, oh, yeah, Officer Rudy. I feel like we're in West Side Story now. Officer Rudy, come back and lock the door. Keep our equipment safe so we can broadcast more. Here's a little pitch that bounces through the batter's box but doesn't hit the batter. Now, if it bounces and then hits the batter, it still counts as a hit by pitch. So that'd be an easy one to get on base with at that point. Here's the pitch, fastball. Man, he didn't get much of that at all, but it does stay elevated enough to hit the net by the Ohlone dugout, and it's fielded and thrown to another guy getting the balls. I said Castaneda's getting some of them today in the interior. This is a swing and a miss. Fastball right by Matt Morrison. Morrison strikes out for the second time. He scored a run. He's got a single. And he's flown out as well. Jacob Pappas up at the dish. Made some nice plays in right field and also ran into that right field foul fence in search of one earlier, really ranging far and wide. And last time he was unable to gather what would have been a single, went right by him. So underneath the wickets. So it was a single and an E9. This one here he's trying to make up for with the bat now. Sometimes you make a misplay on the field and you want to put a little extra oomph on your swings. Got that ruddy bat up there. The all black uniforms here today. I was letting you know that the practice jerseys are like kind of Columbia blue, for maybe they'll call it Cabrillo blue. But and they look just like umpire uniforms, the classic umpire uniform. And then they were putting all black on, and again, they kind of look like umpires out there. All 9 of the players on defense. Here's the pitch, fastball, drilled center field. Leiterman makes the catch in right center. The ball kind of tailed away from the right-handed batter, hitting it to the opposite side. It kind of shanks away. It'll hook if you pull it, and it'll shank away if you don't. And this one went into right center field, and Matt Leiterman makes the catch. So well-struck ball, but an out. And that's the first time that Ohlone has been able to get Pappas out in 2024. Hit by pitch, a single and another single. He scored twice, and now the line drive. And Anthony Karianopoulos up there, and he has a 2-0 count. So it seems as though our home plate umpire likes that pitch a little bit off the plate, but not so much inside. Swing and a miss. Swing through there by Karianopoulos. He's been on base twice. He's walked both times. He scored the 10th run, and now we're at 10-10, so he'd like to make something happen right now. Karianopoulos looking for his first home run or triple of the year. He has 6 doubles. Here's a pitch. It's off the plate. Another walk for Karianopoulos. Karianopoulos coming into the game with 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 2 hit by pitch. Is that right? No, that's not him. Let me get back. All this bright white paper here. Let me get the right guy. Karianopoulos has struck out 18 times, but he'd been walked 11 and hit by pitch 8 times. So now he's added 3 more walks to his total. Now it's 14 on the season. Karianopoulos off his lead at first, and the first pitch is a strike. Oscar Knapp takes that one. One time up, the first time up, he had a fielder's choice, and then he singled in the 3rd and tripled in the 4th. This one hit high, and it's going to be a second baseman ranging over. Comerford makes the catch 3 steps inside the foul line. That's the end of the 6th inning for the batting Seahawks. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th. 10-10. It's 10-10. Welcome back to Ohlone Renegades Baseball on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. I'm Dan Harrington, and Saeed Sharif and Luis Rojo on cameras, with Brian Lee doing the switching as your. Would you be what is your official title? Technical director. Okay, good. You don't get a foul for that technical, do you? No, that's a different sport again. And then you have a director. What kind of director is James in? Is he a producer? Is he a, what is he? Producer / director. Wow. So he's kind of the executive producer director. Oh, that's right. Gary Koff's the executive producer. What am I doing with these? You know what would help me is if I wrote that down. Let me write that down. Here's a fly ball to center field by Tucker Beal. He deserved his name called earlier there, and it's a fly out to center field. Bobby Cobine makes the catch. Kind of sleepy day in the way out there in center for Cobine, as that's the first time that he's helped his team make an out today. Not his fault. He has to have the ball hit to him to do something. Matt Leiterman, the leadoff man. A couple outs and a hit by pitch. He scored the 6th run in the 5th. Leiterman coming into the contest, one of the leading hitters at .434, and he's hit 4 home runs so far this year. The pitch is a really nice one. Slider there from I'm going to say is it Ondish Page Roth or is it Onders? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to say Ondish. I know a guy with this spelling, Anders. And I do not have a pronunciation guide, so I apologize to the Page Roth family. Here's the pitch. It is another beautiful pitch and a strike again. Yes, and that is a strikeout. Man. Now, Cordova's been calling it there, and that was a really nice pitch from Page Roth to get a very good batsman in Leiterman. Scotty Piper trying to start a 2-out rally. Piper, he was a heck of a red shirt, hard worker, and then just really worked his way into a starting job here. Starting more and more often for Coach Curran's club. Takes a strike. Out of Santa Clarita and Valencia High School down south. Listed at 5'10", 165. Bats and throws left-handed. That protective covering on his right shin. Strapped twice. Looks at a pitch away, 1-2. Piper's been a real spark plug for this team. Not a fire plug, spark plug. Here's the pitch, and it's a real beauty there, but just off the plate. Wouldn't have argued and called it the other way. Close pitch that Cordova thought was a ball. So actually it's going to be 2-1. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there. I called that one before he did. How dare I? How dare I do that? Piper scored twice today. The 4th run in the 3rd, the 7th run in the 5th. He also grounded out hard to the pitcher in his leadoff at bat. Here's the pitch. Took something off that one. And it's fouled away and to the trail down near Hyman Hall. Now, we've got 4 computer monitors here to my left. None of these are from Hyman Hall, are they? Because they've got a lot of these. Oh, they look almost the same. The Mac. They've got like a Mac room and a Microsoft room, and what else do they got down there? Maybe an IBM? I don't know. Probably not. Okay, this one into high, deep, right center, caught by the center fielder. Cobine makes 2 plays in the inning, and that's around a strikeout looking. And so 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. We go to the 7th. A lot of digits on the board, but they all add up to 10-10 score between the visiting Seahawks and your Ohlone Renegades right here on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel.
They stop right at the pole.
The Ohlone defense is on the field, and the first pitch to Seita Shiratori is a ball. This one is also a ball. 2 pitches thrown in this inning for Thompson, who has thrown 3 innings of baseball. He's given up 2 runs and 3 hits. And that's pretty good so far in a game that the score is 10-10. 2-1 now. Here's the pitch from the white cap, and it is sent foul to the outfield by the right-handed hitter. Seita Shiratori. Shiratori on the day with a fielder's choice to end the first. He walked and scored the 7th run in the 3rd and struck out, and there again, a strikeout. Seita Shiratori now with his 2nd looking strikeout, and the Cabrillo fans, I guess they paid some money. People would say, hey, you paid, I can say what I want, but I don't think it's helping. Here's the pitch coming to Nicholas Madrigal from the 3rd pitcher of the day for the Renegades. It's off the plate, 1-0, kind of inside and up. Titus Clappin went 2 innings plus. Teru Khan went finished the 3rd inning, got all 3 outs in the inning. Also gave up the grand slam, though, to Madrigal that put them up 8-3 at that point. But since then, Ohlone climbed back into it. Thompson let up 2 runs in the 4th, and then nothing since in the 7th inning now, as this one's fouled away, and the count is 2-1. You know what I'd like to hear at the park would be bum, 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 you know, but you have to wait till the bottom half, right, for the home crowd. Here's a little sinker into right, and Piper able to run underneath it and make the catch. That wind is picked up a little bit, and when you hit the ball to right field, it kind of just keeps the ball in the air. And when you hit it to left field, sometimes it keeps it like in the clover, in the heather out there, past the fence. Kind of keeps a guy running around all 4 bases. Sometimes you hit out there. Curveball for a strike, we thought, and it's going to be called low. 1-0. Nicholas Madrigal with a grand slam in the 3rd. He also has a double in the 5th. This time he hits it high and deep again to right. Back is Piper. He's looking. He's climbing the fence, and it's over the fence for a home run. Nicholas Madrigal is now 3 for 4 on the day, and he's got a double and 2 home runs. A grand slam in the 3rd, and this solo shot in the 7th. And here comes Coach Curran. So an overall good performance for Ben Thompson, but now he's going to more than likely come off the mound. Curran, when he comes out to the hill, he's usually taking out his pitcher, and yes, indeed, that is the case. So I believe it's going to be Kieran Subramanian coming in the game. He looks a lot like him, or it's a Kieran Subramanian imposter coming in the game. One of the two. We'll be letting you know all about him. Subramanian from San Jose's Valley Christian High and UC Riverside. He's going to be a new pitcher as Mike Curran makes the decision to replace Thompson after the home run by Cabrillo's Nicholas Madrigal. His 2nd of the day, and the guy's got 10 total bases. He's got 5 RBI, and there's still more of this game to go. I have a hunch it won't be 11-10 at the end of this one, but you never can tell. Stick around, and you'll find out. And we're back, and it's new in the game, Kieran Subramanian, Subramanian. He's going to throw it to the catcher who's been in there the whole way, Nico Lombardi. So just the pitchers have been replaced today. You've got Titus Clappin getting a start and going 2+. Tiro Khan getting 1. Ben Thompson now with 3 1/3. And Kieran Subramanian, the last time he was put in here was a strikeout of the side in relief. He had 6 strikeouts in 3 innings for the Renegades against Monterey Peninsula. So Brady Spencer gets to face the hard-throwing Subramanian. He hits the one to third base, going back, and depending on the arm, the pick, and called safe. Man, it looked like he might have had it from this view. I think I have a really good view of where the foot touched and where it got in the glove, but the base umpire called him safe, and that's a single for Brady Spencer. And I think maybe at third base, Azpilicueta, with the sun in his eyes, he didn't feel comfortable coming up to charge that one, but Spencer has decent wheels and got down there. So with the call by Thompson, it's only up to him. It doesn't matter what I say, and I think he saw it from a close distance and made his call. So runner at first, and I guess we can rewind and fast forward the tape as a strike taken by Matt Lawton. The third baseman up there at the plate with an 0 for 3 day. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 quickly. Subramanian looking for some fast outs. Getting in the set position. Gets the foot where he wants it. Pitch. And it's a beautiful frame job by Lombardi as well. A strikeout. Well, we'll come back in a minute. But we have a 11-10 score after the home run by Madrigal. We'll be back.
That's all?
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. The pigs try to get at you. Park it like it's hot. Park it like it's hot. Park it like it's hot. Get an attitude. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. I got the booty on my arm and I'm pouring Sean down and I'm over best because I got it going on. I'm a nice dude. Yes, I'm nice dude. See these ice cubes. See these ice creams. Eligible reaction. $1 million bowl. That's whiter than Western down your throat. The phantom, exterior like fish eggs. The interior like suicide is red. I can exercise you just to make you feel sad. Cheap on the man, that's how you get it his head. Killer with the beat, I know killers in the street. Still to make you feel like chinchilla in the heat. So don't try to run up on my ear talking all that raspy shit. Trying to ask me shit. When my big investor ain't gonna pass me shit. You should think about it. Take a second. Matter of fact, you should take 4 beat and think before you fuck with a little skateboard beat. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Okay, well, we're back, and there's a big error for Dan Harrington. They're going to send me back to, I don't know where you send me for that from here. But Madrigal did not hit the home run. Madrigal had the fly out, and Spencer is your guy who had the home run. So he had his first home run of the day. Nico Azpilicueta, meanwhile, lines one to second base for the out. So my apologies to all the Madrigal fans, but all the Spencer fans are happy with me now. Brady except the fact that I ruined his home run call. Brady Spencer with a home run. There's a little bit too much going on here for me. Going to send me somewhere where it's a lot quieter, I'm sure, soon. Here's the pitch from the left-hander. New in the game, it's a line drive to left field. So a couple whiz-bang hits that are both outs. Line to second base and a line to left field by Comerford. That's Boqueta with the first out. Comerford with the second. Here's Will Anderson stepping into the box, and he's hitting against Josiah Granados. He comes in with a 4.50 ERA on the season, and he's pitched 10 innings. Josiah Granados gets a strike there, wearing number 50. They got players up to number 54 on the club. Nice to see these big numbers being used. Granados went to St. Francis in the WCAL and out of Watsonville. He's a freshman. And the lefty, the southpaw, is really a southpaw today at playing on this diamond. Coming from the southeast with a fastball that is hit into right field for a hit. Will Anderson with his first hit of the day. I'm not sure it was really a fastball. It might have been a slider from the lefty. And so Anderson actually with his second single in a row. The last time he was up, he got to run all the way to third on the error by Pappas in right. So 2 hits to right field after 2 strikeouts for Anderson. He's feeling better. And here's Ben Johnston. He hit a home run. It was Johnston, right? He hit the yeah, okay. He hit 2-run home run. Everybody said life was normal, and for me, I looked down at some stats or something. Maybe I was going over the scores in the league, and I missed a guy. Man, that's not a good feeling. But it's over now. 0-1 pitch, bounces in, blocked off the right shoulder of Madrigal, and that shoulder's covered with a little bit of cushion. If it misses the shoulder, there's a runner on second, but he's able to snuff it out. The tools of ignorance working for Madrigal. Southpaw with a very long lace on his glove. Decides to throw to first, and back in there is Anderson underneath the tag of Knapp. Around the field again, no subs yet. Maybe not at all today. Matt Lawton at third. Seita Shiratori at shortstop. At second, Brady Spencer. At first, it's Oscar Knapp. And there's a 1-2 pitch as the Cabrillo bench trying to call it now. They're really rooting for their guy, their new guy in the game, the freshman, Josiah Granados. Here's the wheel and deal, and a strike. And that's the end of the inning, a very short inning. We had 1 hit, no runs if you're an Ohlone fan. And the K, the first time that Johnston has struck out like that today. He's been on base twice and scored twice, but there he comes up empty. So it's 11-10, the visitors lead going to the 8th here in Fremont, California on a beautiful day. We're glad you're here with us on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Matt Morrison is going to lead off the DH for the Seahawks. Jacob Pappas and Anthony Karianopoulos should more than likely come up, the 3 and 4 hitters for the visiting Cabrillo College Seahawks against your Ohlone Renegades here on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Dan Harrington with Luis Rojo and Sahid Sharif on the cameras. Brian Lee, your technical director, and James Pearsall directing and producing with executive producer Gary Koff and I don't know, what do you want to say, Artie Loling? Systems engineer, I like that. Sounds good. That's what we'll use. That's what we'll go with. Swing and a miss there for Matt Morrison. We're going to edit out all my mistakes. That's going to be a lot of work for people after the game. We're not going to do that. Right now, Laney's taking a lead 3-2 over Marin. A bit of an upset up there in the Bay Valley Conference as a swing and a miss. If they can hold on to that, that'll be a nice start to their series in that one for the Oakland team. Morrison strikes out now for the third time after getting the fourth run after a single in the third. He also flew out. So he makes the first out of the eighth. Jacob Pappas bats from the right side now. Pappas is 2 for 3 and a hit by pitch, and this is a swing and a miss on a curveball. 0-1. Number 23 on the hill. Adjusts the cap ever so slightly. Looks in for a sign from Lombardi, and here's the pitch, and he puts a little something extra on that, and it's called strike 2. 0-2. We have a little laughter because we have a couple of Ohlone fans sitting in the midst of all the Kenyatta fans to our right. And I think they're sitting there maybe more for the sun. Maybe like the sun behind them instead of to their right side of their face. 1-2 pitch coming from Subramania, and is hit high in deep left field, and we might as well just watch it go. It comes down and bounces once on the retaining wall way out there. That one was hit about 345 to left field, and a home run, a solo shot by Jacob Pappas. His third hit of the day, and his fourth run scored, second RBI, and he gets a standing ovation from all his Cabrillo fans who have populated much of the right side of the seating area from our view here, looking almost straight at home plate. And just so you know, I've got a fairly large pole that holds up its share of the netting in front of me, so I have to kind of dodge left and right. I should have got a better seat, you know. Anyway, this one hit foul. It's going to stay inside. It's going to bounce once and twice on the plaza, and just into the shrubs on the other side of the fence. Something for the ground squirrels. Something for the G's. The GSs, the ground squirrels of Ohlone. Which I will say, as long as the Ohlone Nation is okay with the name Renegades, it's fine with me. If not, I think ground squirrels is an awesome name. You know? I think it's great. Yeah. Another swing. You're saying Bill Moore, the great Bill Moore. Also the better, I don't know, I think he'd say the lesser half. I don't know. I don't want to put him down, but Belva Davis is his better half. The great journalist, the phenomenal broadcast reporter and host. First African-American female breaking barriers that we wish never existed, and coming along in a formative age for broadcast news. And Bill Moore, one of the great videographers or photojournalists of all time, mostly for KTVU, Channel 2 San Francisco. Actually, Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose. Anyway, back to the game with Subramanian. I'm sure Bill would say, get back to the game, Dan. Stop talking about me and the tungsten lighting. Walking down to first base now after the home run by Pappas is Carrianopoulos. Carrianopoulos is 0 for 1. Doesn't sound too exciting, except he's walked 4 times, so he's been on base a lot. Again, not able to gather much shade with those black road jerseys. Oscar Knapp up there at the plate. Subramanian kind of peeks over and decides to throw a fastball homeward that's high. 12 runs on 11 hits for the visitors, and 10 runs on 11 hits for the home team. Looking over Superman a little longer. Now delivers, and this one dips in there for a strike. A little 12-6 action there. Trying to make the pitches look similar. So Laney's up 3-2 over there. In that one late in Oakland. The field, Francisco Zapata doing an outstanding job with his staff over there. Dustin Cheney and John Stevens and Derek Livingston. Julian Coffin-Lemire, Flynn Morrison, and Berto Morales. And these two teams get along well, and part of the reason they get along so well, I think, is they're not playing each other again this year. But I'm sure it would be a good battle if Laney and Ohlone went at it. But looking around otherwise, College of Sequoias has moved out to an 8-2 final. They beat Merced 8-2. That one at COS. This is a big pitch coming in this game. 1-2 pitch. Swing, and it's up in the high sky. It's going to be Tucker Beal calling it. The shortstop position makes the catch. So Knapp is out on the pop-up to short with Carrionopolis remaining at first with his first base coach over there. Justin Serpa's over there today, as usual, I guess. I got that right? Was that Justin Serpa over there? Pretty good. Let me see who's over there. Yeah, that's who I have. I hope that's who it is. I think it's Justin Serpa, yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, 0-1 pitch. See if Carrionopolis decides it right. He doesn't. And Lombardi comes around the batter. Trying to get Subramanian to give him the pitch he wants with Seita Shiratori at the plate. He struck out the last 2 times up. He walked before that in the third and scored there, and a fielder's choice in the first. Seita Shiratori, S-H-I-R-A-T-O-R-I. First name is S-E-I-T-A. Fill in that book if you haven't already, people. Outs here with 1 run in on the home run by Pappas. This one is hit to left center field. It's going to fall in. 1 hop, 2 hops, and gunning to second base, and it gets by, but backed up there by Anderson, the first baseman. That was a good idea by the center fielder, Leiterman. And Comerford couldn't glove it, trying to, again, catch it as he tagged somebody coming into the base. So Shiratori with his first hit of the game, second time he's been on, moves the runner up to second in Carrionopolis. And let's see who's going to bat. It's going to be Nicholas Madrigal. Shouldn't have been any doubt on that one. So I gave him the home run last time, huh? And it was a fly ball to right, and then it was Spencer that knocked it over the plate the following it back. So let me make sure that's corrected in the book. It's a F9 last time up. Then he had a double going backwards. Then he had a grand slam home run back in the third. Up by 2 runs are the visitors. We have 6 outs for the home team and 4 outs left for the visitors in regulation. Up to their 12th hit of the game now are the Hawks, evening up their hits and runs. Diving play from the knees, Azpilicueta, and the throw over across the diamond, fielded by Anderson on the hop ahead of Nicholas Madrigal, the catcher, chugging away as the batter runner for the 3rd out of the inning. What a nice play, put a star by the 5 and maybe even the 3 on that play. But in the inning, 1 more run for the visiting Hawks. The Seahawks of Cabrillo with a home run by Jacob Pappas. And then they also had 1 other hit in the inning by Shiratori, 2 left. And after 7.5, it's 12-10. The Seahawks lead the Renegades here in the first game of this 3-game series. The second one will be away on Thursday and back here on Saturday. And we'll take this break and get back to the game for the bottom of the 8th with a 12-10 lead, Cabrillo. So in the bottom of the 7th, at Redwood City, Chabot leads Kenyatta 5-0. Our neighbors up to the north versus our neighbors across the bay. No report from Yuba and Napa Valley. San Mateo leads San Francisco 5-3 in the bottom of the 7th. That's the City College of San Francisco to be exacting. As this pitch from Granados is in there for a strike. Fastball hums in there from number 50. Briefly in Nicaragua, they wanted to give me number 50 down there because I was from the United States. And I played down there briefly. It was family situation. Honor my brother. I had to come back home. He wasn't feeling too hot. So, but it was fun to be in Nicaragua learning. That's the only time I ever wore 50. It was kind of thoughtful, those guys in Nicaragua. Give me 50 states, number 50. Fouled away, 0-2 count, and it's right there. You got to call that strike. No? Okay, I see what happened. The catcher kind of moved out a little way. So the middle of the catcher is the right stripe of the... He was out of the catcher's box when he caught that. And it looked pretty right to the glove, except his glove was never over the strike zone. This time, one more pitch for Granados and a strikeout. So he had me thinking that was strike 3 all the way. Then I looked down at where his feet were, and his right foot was out of his catcher's box. So Nico Lombardi, the strikeout, now 2 in a row for Granados. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Cole Curtis. It's going to be Cam Dayton. Cam Dayton, number 5, is out of Westwood, Massachusetts. Even 6 foot tall, 180-pounder. Went to Thayer Academy and Quinnipiac University. He's a bounce back too. From the same league that Gardner Webb, let's see, who's over there? It's Ethan Liao from Ohlone. Ethan Liao is at Gardner Webb after his career at Ohlone. In the opening game last year, Ethan Liao hit 2 home runs against Cabrillo. So could use him today perhaps. Cam Dayton skies one well short of the fence, and it's going to fall in. It was a sun-impacted ball. That's going to be a double. Not that Dayton would say he deserves 2 bases, but it is a double for number 5. He'll take it. So Cole Curtis is batted for. Cam Dayton gets a little Bay State magic as he skies it in the air. And now we're going to have another pinch hitter. Is this going to be Mahi Tabata coming up? Yes. So we've seen Mahi Tabata a lot in the batting order. We've seen him on the hill as an Ohlone Renegade, and we've seen him as coming in as a late inning replacement for either Shaddix recently or for who else? For Curtis himself, I believe, and now for Tucker Beal. So Tucker Beal's day is done. It's short, and Mahi Tabata is going to come hit for him. He is a very accomplished batsman. Here in the bottom of the 8th with Ohlone down 12-10. The pitch from the left-handed Granados in his first difficulty of the day, really, and takes his strike. So that the first base side of that plate has been somewhere the pitchers are rewarded. The third base side of the plate, not quite as much. Can't really work off the plate on the inside right now. It's hit to right field. It's going to find some turf. It's going to bounce. And Pappas, that's not going to be an error. He wasn't able to quite get over there. That's a double. And now it's going to be an error if he gets to third. He's going to test the limits. And it gets away, but no chance for Tabata to run to third. And it's backed up by the pitcher, Granados. That could have gotten in if it had another player behind. If Granados had not gloved that would have gotten into the Ohlone dugout. And the second throw, with the runner already establishing himself at second, theoretically, he would have scored. So it's a base hit. It's going to be ruled a double. And it did hit the glove of Pappas. But Cam Dayton running in from second base. It's going to be 2 doubles in a row. And Matt Leiterman's up. We're not sure what's happening here. We're gonna get a pinch runner. So there was one of the fellows was warming up somebody in the bullpen, and now he's going to be used instead of a bullpen catcher. He's going to be a runner. So it's going to be Gavin Shaddix coming in. So Gavin Shaddix comes in for Mahi Tabata. And Shaddix can play the infield. He'll probably be the new shortstop. Mahi Tabata, number 30, gets a big hand. And so now the person at second in Shaddix, number 1, is going to have a chance to tie this thing up. These two teams have really had some amazing games through the years, and recently Ohlone's had their number, although some really great performances for Cabrillo. Cabrillo making a statement certainly with this fight today, now up 12-11. This is a real pressure at bat. Matt Leiterman. I think the pressure is more on the young left-handed pitcher. This one, nice receiving job by Madrigal. He kind of lifts that glove up ever so slightly as he pulls it back towards his sternum, but it does not get the call. 1-1. Granados out of St. Francis High School on the peninsula, and yeah, you could say South Bay either way. It's kind of both. And there's a strike. 1-2. Another fellow, these guys with, some of the guys with those kind of rose-colored clay shoes on the clay, and oh no, it's going to be a balk. It's a balk, and Granados knew it. He didn't think he'd have the chance to get the runner at second and kind of forgot to go ahead with the play anyway. He was in a position where he had to either pitch or throw to the base. He didn't step back first, and so now 90 feet away is Gavin Shaddix, one of the fastest players in the conference, but didn't have to use any speed to get to third there. The first balk of the game kind of stops the rotation of the earth momentarily. Here's Leiterman with a softly graced ball into the glove of the second baseman, Spencer. So second out on the very low pop-up. Not much of a challenge there, as Ohlone trying to benefit in part from that Sun double, and then the well-hit double by Tabata, the pinch hitter. So you had 3 guys now in that number 9 hole, as Beal departed for the pinch hitter Tabata, and then Shaddix is the runner on at third, with 2 away after one's already in. 12-11, Cabrillo fouled away by Piper. The fair one up there at the plate, trying to put one fair. A light hair, I don't know if you call it a strawberry blonde or what these days. I don't know if you call a guy a strawberry blonde. I don't know. I don't think he takes any insult. Here he goes, left field. Is he going to get away from the left fielder? Oh my gosh, that's an incredible catch if it counts, and it's ruled a catch, and it is. No guesswork, that was an amazing catch by the left fielder, Anthony Carrianopoulos. He used all of what he brought to the equation there, able to read the ball and put his 5'10" extended frame, a diving catch towards the line, and if that had fallen in, Carrianopoulos would have had to do a push-up back to his feet, a burpee, if you will, and get to the fence, and Piper could have probably gotten over to third, even though the ball was hit to left. So in the inning, 1 run on 2 hits, and no errors, a runner left at third, and an amazing play by the visitors. Carrianopoulos with the catch to end the inning. We go to the final inning of regulation. It's 12-11, Cabrillo on the Ohlone College Broadcasting. Diego Menjivar is on the hill for Ohlone. We talked about him briefly earlier, as he was getting a little hustle in and getting a foul ball earlier. Now he's the guy on the hill for Ohlone out of Benicia. Had a nice pressure inning in the first game last week, and now here he is again coming at the opponents in the first game of the series. Menjivar has moved up a little bit on his statistics. Right now, we'll just go to Menjivar in the action as the first pitch is fouled away by Brady Spencer, who hit a home run his last time up. Thanks to the help from the Peanut Gallery for that one to make sure I had that right. As this one's fouled straight back, making a nice hit the bull sound behind home plate. 2 fly balls to center, a sacrifice bunt in the 5th, and a home run in the 7th. Number 19 put it between the 2 flagpoles furthest away from home plate, out in right center. In the 7th, and that's the go-ahead run then. And it's now what became 12-10, now it's 12-11. So a big strikeout there for Diego Menjivar. And here's Matt Lawton. Lawton has singled his last time up to right field. He K'd twice in the middle and started off with a ground out to second. Menjivar, number 34, taps once with his left foot and throws, and it is a ball. Not able to sweep back in there over the cut that strike zone at the front of the plate. Nice backdoor idea, though, for Diego. And again, used to seeing him with a lot of more hair, but he's probably pretty well adjusted to that short haircut now. As this one is off the edge, now it's going to be called a strike. That's been pretty consistently a strike today. I guess he'll stick with it. Gus Cordova has stuck with his zone. It just looks a little bit pushed to the outside. Next pitch is in there for a strike. Swing through, and it's a 1-2 count. And we're going to have to take a little look around the infield to see who is where, too, if we can help, because Shaddix is in there. I'm not sure if he's at second or if he's at short, as this one is put high off the net. If anybody else new came in. So it's at shortstop right now. It's Comerford. He moves over to shortstop. And at second base, I think that's Shaddix. Top of the 9th changes. Pinch runner Shaddix in the 8th, and now he's the second baseman. As he right there on the throw around after the strikeout again by Menjivar. He gets the first 2 guys without their being able to hit it in play. That'll bring up the top of the order, and Bobby Cobine. Cobine has struck out 3 times today. He did get a double in the 3rd and scored. He also walked and scored the first run today. A decent start, and he's been slowed by effective pitching by Thompson twice, and then by Subramanian. And this one is inside, and staying with that is the batter Cobine, not giving away. And he was ready to get hit if need be for that base runner for his club. 1-1. Number 34 with a pitch. That's a beautiful strike looking pitch, as the day's been called by Cordova, but he kept his hands on his knees there. It's 2-1. Really nice bender for Menjivar. Had he known that the batter would be looking the whole way, he'd probably have done it just a little bit more over the plate. This one is bounced foul towards the Cabrillo dugout and grabbed by Anderson. Some other scores around Northern California. Let's see if we have more. We told you about San Francisco down to San Mateo 5-3 in the 7th. West Valley has increased their lead to 15-2. That's important for these two teams over Gavilan. The Vikings lead the Rams 15-2 in the 6th. Solano leads Contra Costa 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th at Solano. Fairfield. Monterey Peninsula, there it is. They got the score on here now. Boy, the Ohlone crowd for the first time this day said, "Oh, come on." They've been very quiet and compliant, if you will, the Blue, and now they're disgruntled. And Menivar kind of thought he had that one. It was not a rookie move. I think he really thought he had that pitch. So 3-2. Monterey Peninsula leads Hartnell 8-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Here's a pitch. Base hit. That's going to be a base hit. Many of our trying to golden glove it there, but he could not. So Cobain gets the hit. Solid hit to left field. And Matt Morrison, one of two Matts in the lineup. No other information on that game at Monterey Peninsula, but it's 8-1 in the bottom of the 6th. No report for the Skyline Trojans and Dianza in San Bruno. His pitch is down low. Menjivar. So Menjivar's got to battle through the disappointment of not getting the strike call earlier and now giving up the single. He thought he was in the dugout. And so now it's a 1-0 count. The freshman has to overcome, facing Matt Morrison. Fouled away. Matt Morrison is a sophomore, so he's going to try to use his veteran junior college status as Menjivar gives a long look over at the base runner, Cobain. Here's the pitch. It is not well hit, and it's bounced foul. So, funny thing is, if that ball had been fair, it would have been a somewhat tough play for Azpilicueta. With Cobain, the leadoff hitter, kind of be quite the gambit if Azpilicueta had gone to second on that one, but doesn't matter. It's hit well wide of third base. Another 2-strike pitch, 1-2. It's fouled away. Did that hit his foot? I don't know. Did it? He said it's a fair ball, and neither umpire said it's hit the batter runner. So Diego Menjivar gets a 1-3 putout. Menjivar to Anderson to end the top of the 9th. Ohlone needs 1 to tie, and they need 2 to win. 12-11 is the score on the first game of this 3-game series in the conference, the Coast Conference South. It's 12-11 in favor of the visiting Cabrillo Seahawks. We'll be right back on YouTube on the Ohlone College Broadcasting Channel. tie it up right here, and maybe that's what everyone's depending on. Coming into the game, he had 6 home runs, and now he's got 7. Nico Azpilicueta, the third baseman. And the new pitcher is the brother of the catcher. It's Daniel Madrigal. And the first pitch is a bouncer to his brother's mitt off the bound from the left-hander batter's box. Nico Azpilicueta at the plate has a home run and a double today in 4 at-bats. And it's a 2-0 count. Josiah Granados did a nice job on the hill, number 50, the freshman out of St. Francis. In the last 2 innings, he did give up 1 run, though, on 2 doubles in a row, although that was a sun ball, one of them. It could have been the third out of the inning that Dayton hit. Instead, it was a double, followed by another double by Tabata. Here's the pitch. It is going to even it up at 2-2. As Madrigal really brings it, he ends up quite a distance away from the slab after throwing it. He has a very closed stance. He throws it home and a fastball. And I don't have an MPH, but that was probably the fastest pitch we've seen today for either team. So it's a K, and you don't see too many of those for Nico, but that is one time you don't want to see it. Nico Azpilicueta. This pitch is a batter hit by pitch. Brandon Comerford, very first pitch, gets on first base. So impressive was Nico Azpilicueta with that strikeout. Nonetheless, a great day. A home run, a double, and 2 for 4. Now 2 for 5. But Brandon Comerford right there stands in and takes the first pitch from Daniel Madrigal off the body. On at first base now. Madrigal again, not changing his stance. He pitches from the set no matter what. And he's very fidgety on the hill, too. First pitch is lined foul by Will Anderson. Anderson can hit some home runs. Anderson has hit 3 so far this year. 2 triples and a double as well, and this one is fouled away again. So in the hole now is Anderson. Anderson struck out his first 2 at-bats, then singled his next 2. 2 for 4, and there's a discussion going on right now. It might be the way that the pitcher is very, very closed. Maybe he's going to ask him about that, or maybe there's something about his uniform or his shoes. I don't know. Does he have a regulation ball cap? I got to admit, when I saw him take the field, it did seem to be a little different, but I don't know what the problem would be. So if there's a reflective quality on the logo, then you'd have to change it, but he said it's okay. What it would be also, it's not so much that hat is a different one than the others, I guess, but maybe Coach thought maybe he had a substance that made it glistening on his logo. Because there's something about it that does seem a little different, but it could just be the angle of the sun right now and where he's standing on the field. The batter, left-handed batter, is in the foul, one of the poles that holds up the netting, and no throw down from one of the 2 Madrigals. It's Nicholas. He's been in the game the whole time. Daniel now has a runner on in scoring position on the stolen base, the second one of the day for Brandon Comerford. He's in scoring position, could tie this game up. Will Anderson now with a 2-2 count. It's outside, 3-2. 3-2 count. Daniel Madrigal thrown to his brother. Both went to Oak Grove High from San Jose, the biggest city in Northern California. And here's the all Madrigal, all San Jose battery making it happen for Cabrillo on a full count pitch to Will Anderson. It is not in there. I thought that was ball 4. No? We had the wrong count. Well, it's now 3-2 then. I don't think I could be off by 2 pitches. I was going to buy into that 3-2 that was up on the board previously. My mistake. Set it up again. Full count, and that would have been ball 4, but Anderson swings. There is the way the shadows are now. One pole goes across, and then the other pole is right there at home plate, shadow-wise. So I'm not sure if that affected the swing and miss, but there's 2 outs. And Ben Johnston has already hit a home run today. He's 2 for 3. Johnston, the batter, against Daniel Madrigal. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball the way. Strike 1. He's in there pretty much to power down the computer that is the Ohlone offense. 12-11 the score with 2 away here in the 9th inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss again. This time just off the plate with a fastball that Johnston felt he'd better go after. But now with 2 strikes, he's really going to go after it. I wonder, would there be any chance that Comerford would steal third here during this at-bat? Now with 2 strikes, probably not. Let's see. He's moving in rhythm out there. He's not going. This is off the plate, and they really wanted that. They claim robbery, and the base umpire is telling everybody to get back in the dugout. Yep, he doesn't want any interference on the field, doesn't want any chance of somebody get hurt by a line drive where they're standing and leaning over and spilling out of the dugout for Cabrillo in excitement of a possible win. Daniel Madrigal looks to his brother for the sign. The throw, it's a curveball. It is a strike. It is the end of the game, and Ohlone is defeated 12-11. Cabrillo with the win. They win the first game of this 3-game series. The next game will be at Cabrillo on Thursday at 2:30, and then Saturday back right here with one of us hopefully calling the game, as well as this wonderful staff bringing you the pictures. So it's a strike out of the side by Daniel Madrigal, as Madrigal came in with a 3.0 ERA overall. He gets his 3rd save of the year. The win will go to Andish Page Roth in relief. He is now 2-0, and the losing pitcher, despite an overall good day, he gave up a couple home runs. That's Kieran Subramanian, and that's the difference of the game. So Subramanian came in when it was tied, and for Kieran, that evens his record at 2-2 on the season. And here we are. It's the 2nd week of Coast Conference South play, and it is a win for the visitors this time. Last week, Ohlone was able to lead off with a W. This time, Cabrillo moves out to a big lead once, and then Ohlone comes all the way back to a 10-10 tie, only to score once again, while Cabrillo scores twice. Okay, so the time of the game, by the way, was, let's see, 3 hours, not quite 3 hours. Let's see, it was 2 hours and 43 minutes, the game time in this one today. Okay, that's my math. Hopefully it's somewhat similar on the information that you get officially from the CCCAA.org site. You can get a lot of information there in that regard. So there were some good days for both teams. Home runs hit in the contest. Nicholas Madrigal hit one as a grand slam for his team to put him up 8-3 in the 3rd, and that was thank you. Really nice fans from Cabrillo coming over to say hello and good job to the crew here. So we appreciate that as well, and hope you enjoyed it. Even if you weren't rooting for the Renegades, we're glad that you're rooting for one of these 2 teams, because you can't play ball without the 2 teams, or our umpires Gus Cordova and Eric Thompson. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Nico Azpilicueta with a home run in the 3rd that followed the earlier shot that was the grand slam by the opponent, Nicholas Madrigal. Then a home run by Brady Spencer in the 7th that was miscalled by your announcer here. And then a home run by Jacob Pappas in the 8th. So 2 home runs that were solo shots. After all the scoring for both teams earlier, that was the difference. While for Ohlone, they were able to get 1 more run in on 2 successive doubles in the 8th by Cam Dayton and Mahi Tabata, who were not in the starting lineup. And the pinch runner, Shaddix, for Tabata, Gavin Shaddix, was left at 3rd base in the 8th. And in 2nd base, after a hit by pitch, Brandon Comerford left on. And 3 strikeouts there. The first batter, the 3rd, and the 4th for the reliever that gets to save Daniel Madrigal. So down goes Ohlone today in this one, 12-11. Trying to try to really quickly scan and see who had some amazing days stat-wise for you. We'll just say that Nico Azpilicueta had the double and the home run, and he had 4 RBIs, so he'd probably be your offensive player of the game today for the Renegades. Also getting 2 hits today, a number of other players. Let's see, Will Anderson had a couple singles. You had Ben Johnston with the single and the home run, so he'd be right there just behind Azpilicueta with his productive day. Just a tough ending for both of those 2 players with strikeouts in the 9th. And then Beal had 1 for 3 day, hit the ball well, but had the bunt, actually, that was important for him. He had the bunt to drive in a runner in the 2nd. And then it was the 2 doubles we mentioned for Dayton and for Chaddix. Pitching-wise for Ohlone, Titus Clappin was, taken out in the 3rd for Taru Khan, who pitched. He gave up a single, then he gave up a walk, then he gave up a home run. So that wasn't his best performance of the year, certainly. I'm sure he's champing at the bit to get right back out there after only pitching 1 inning. Clappin had a 5-run scorer that were put on base, if you will, by him at least. And the hold was not possible for Khan today. 4 of those runs for Clappin were earned. Then for Ben Thompson, he gave up 2 in the 4th. And that was only because Knapp had the triple on the ball that could have been a single, but was a hard charge there that didn't work out for the outfielder. So 2-run score, but Thompson did pretty well with 3 in the 3rd. Kieran Subramanian, who was just dominant when we saw him open up the series last week with Monterey Peninsula. This time around, he wasn't able to prevent the home run in either inning. Let me take this back. There was a home run there in the 7th. Yes, and that's Subramanian, and then in the 8th as well. So both of those were off Subramanian, and then it was Diego Menjivar pitching a scoreless 9th for Ohlone. And then for our worthy opponents in the Coast Conference South, a couple hits for Bobby Cobine on a 2-for-5 day with a walk. Let's see, there were quite a few strikeouts. I'm not really telling you that side of the story very well, but there were quite a few strikeouts by the Ohlone staff on Cabrillo, and quite a few for the other club as well. We'll try to get you that total before we get off. 2 hits for Jacob Pappas, including the home run that was the decider of the 12th run of the game. And then 2 hits for Oscar Knapp. 3 hits for Nicholas Madrigal. He'd probably be your offensive player of the game. Let's see. No, he had 2 hits. He had 2 hits, but he had the grand slam as well as a double. And then you have a home run for Brady Spencer as well, and a single for Matt Lawton. And their pitchers today, Preston Pillsbury gave up quite a few runs, but really looked better than the line. Andish Page Roth pitched 2 innings, and then Josiah Granados. Actually, he pitched. Let's see how many he pitched. He pitched 1 2/3, and then it was 4 1/3 for the starter Pillsbury. 1 2/3 for Page Roth, 2 innings for Granados, and he gave up 1 run. Could have gotten out without the sunball, so it's tough for the ERA. He did a good job. And then Daniel Madrigal really was humming, just throwing fastballs pretty much, and then that curveball to end it with the last pitch. So we'll call it there. I'd love to count up all these strikeouts for you. We're going to be back on Friday at what time? About 11:50 a.m. or something like that. And I believe I'll be here. Let's see if fate allows that to happen. We have some softball experts roaming the campus, just waiting, eagerly roaming, trying to work out for that broadcast Friday. Their voices, they're all about them. They're into it, from head to toe. They're ready to call it, and maybe I'll be one of the guys at the mic. We'll see what happens. Does James, Brian, Luis, or Sharif, anybody want to say anything here? Okay. Well, now I have to count in front of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 strikeouts by the pitchers for Cabrillo, from what I can tell.